56 reads, if f of x equals 2x squared plus 3, then f of x plus h equals. Okay, very simple algebra problem. Take a look. They're first telling you that the function f of x is equal or defined as 2 times x squared and then plus 3. Let me make a better job here of the square. Okay. Now, they want us to figure out what f of parentheses x plus h is. So don't be confused by this. All they're saying is replace x with x plus h. They could have asked, for example, what's f of 2? In that case, you would have replaced x in the function. This is the way the function is defined. You would replace x with 2, and so you would have gotten 2 times parentheses 2 that's being squared, and then plus 3, which would have given you 2 times 2 squared is 4, so 2 times 4 and then plus 3. We're doing the order of operations here, exponents first, and then we multiply 2 times 4, which is 8, then 8 plus 3, so the answer would be 11. So the answer to the question, what's f of 2, would be equal to 11. Now, they're not asking for that, and I know that, but this f of 2 can help you see why, when they ask for f of x plus h, all you need to do is really replace x with x plus h. In other words, x is equal to x plus h. Confused? No. I mean, you're just replacing it not with a 2, a number, but with this sum of 2 terms. Not a big deal. So we do f of parentheses x plus h is going to be equal to 2 times, what's inside of the parentheses? What are we replacing x with? X plus h. Now, very careful, outside of the parentheses is where the exponent goes because you're squaring x. And x happens to be the sum of these 2 terms, so you have to plug that into a parentheses, and you're squaring that parentheses, and then the plus 3, don't forget. Okay, so careful with this. A common mistake is for students to think that you can distribute a power. So you do things like, oh, cool, this is equal to 2 times and then x squared. So you would do this and then plus h squared because according to you, you get to distribute. And then a plus 3, which would lead to 2 times x squared and then plus 2 times h squared and then plus 3. And a lot of students would pick choice h for that reason. And that's absolutely wrong because, remember, you are squaring the entire parentheses, which means if we focus on this exclusively, this is equal to this, right? Now, this involves FOILing. This involves multiplying the first times the first, x squared, because x times x is x squared, and then plus, because everything is positive here, so we know we're going to be adding everything. So plus the first times the second, the h, so plus xh. And then the second, which is an adding h, times the first of that second parentheses, so plus hx, but we can rewrite it as xh, and then plus that second times that second, h times h, which is h squared. And so we get equals x squared. We have 2 of these terms, xh, xh, and so it would be plus 2. Typically, you have the h first and then the x, so we'll reorder that, and then plus h squared. That is just the FOILing of this x plus h squared. So now what we can do is we can take this and bring it back to the solution here as 2 times, well, x plus h squared, as we saw, is all of this. So let's put that into parentheses, x squared plus 2hx plus h squared, and then close the parentheses, and then plus 3. Now the 2 is multiplying every single one of these 3 terms. So 2 times x squared is 2x squared, then plus 2 times 2hx is 4hx, and then plus 2 times h squared is 2h squared. And then we have a plus 3 here. And so when we look at our choices, we realize that the correct answer is K. Now, be careful. We can't really combine any of these terms because they're not like terms. The first term is in terms of x squared. The second term is in terms of hx. The third term is in terms of h squared. And then the last term, the independent term, is in terms of just the number. And so none of these are like terms, so you cannot